coming at you live, falling from Snakeway Road. It's the Dragon Balls Deep Podcast with Adam, Drew, and Devin.
Dragon Balls Deep Podcast, back with episode 6. This is a big episode, or a long episode, however you want to put it. So let's get into it. Dragon Ball Z, episode 6, No Time Like the Present. Originally aired June 7th, 1989 in Japan, and October 4th, 1996 in the US. The show picks up where episode 5 left off. Everyone's standing around wondering why Kami took Goku's body. Piccolo says he doesn't know why Kami has done this, nor does he care. I like Piccolo.
Piccolo, you don't care. You don't give no fucks.
Master Roshi says that they at least know that because Kami is the guardian of the earth, his intentions are good. Then Bulma starts talking shit on Yamcha for some reason, saying they could really use his help right now, but as usual, he's never around. What a bitch.
I mean, you know, exes usually are. You know, they're never really nice.
First off, why would he be around to help? Did you call him and tell him what was happening? Because Goku died like 5 minutes ago, and until that happened, you had no idea you were even going to need to find the Dragon Balls. Therefore, there was no reason for Yamcha to be there in the first place.
I mean,
there's an easy explanation for all this. It's that time of the month.
You said it. Maybe
I was gonna say, I'll go with it.
Maybe instead of standing around complaining, she could go call him and just say, yo, Goku's dead. Come help us find the Dragon Balls. Because I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help.
And you would think with the technology access that Bulma has, you know, they got like some type of communicators that are like cell phone-ish.
You know she got a tracking device on him.
Oh, no. Yeah.
She's making sure he's not trying to holler at any of her friends. Cause then, you know, she'll be right there to tell him, like, nah, this motherfucker, he ain't shit. His dick about fucking 3 inches.
What?
Talking about Yamcha. And then how you said she was Bulma was tracking her.
We'll get into the whole phone situation. But when Bulma says this, Krillin says to Bulma, because you dumped him, right?
Burn.
Savage.
Bulma ignores Krillin and quickly changes the subject. She wants to know how Radditz was even able to find Goku in the first place. Piccolo informs them that Radditz's scouter is some kind of sensor that can detect power levels and track their location. Except Gohan's. He couldn't tell where Gohan's giant power level was coming from.
Well, I think it was working just fine. He saw the power level coming from the pod, but he just didn't think it was possible at the time. He was just confused.
If you say so.
As I say, I'll just chalk it up to him being shocked that it was like a little kid in Gohan, and he was like, how the hell can this big ass power level come from this little ass 2-foot thing?
I don't believe either one of you, but I'm not going to get into this again. I say again. That's for us to know, and for them not to know. Bulma makes Krillin remove the scouter from Radditz's dead body. I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to touch Radditz either.
Well, I guess, you know, like they said.
He stinks.
Who is it? Nappa. Yeah, Nappa. He stinks. And, you know, he just got hit full force with a special beam cannon. Like, all that burnt flesh and burnt hair, you know that's not smelling like potpourri, bro.
Oh, that burnt hair.
That bird sand hair. It's got to be worse than human hair.
Ugh.
Krillin makes a note that Radditz stinks too. I think it's Krillin in like episode 2, I think.
But Krillin doesn't have a nose.
I mean, I think
God
it's there.
damn it.
I'm pretty sure it's there, but you know, budget
No,
cuts.
that
They
was
can't
the
draw
super-
noses for budget cuts.
Yeah,
Part of his power. No, they mentioned it in Dragon Ball when he's fighting, what's that guy's name?
yeah, the big stinky guy.
It starts with a B. Bacterian.
Yeah.
Bacterion.
Oh yeah.
But
There you go, Dev.
Is it? Yeah, it is Krillin that says that Radditz stinks.
Maybe he's smelling with his big ass forehead.
Chalk it up to anime.
I'll just chalk it up to anime.
Bulma tries to use the scouter, but concludes that it's damaged, so she pulls out her fancy multi-tool and decides to check the circuitry. Upon opening the scouter to reveal the mechanics, she says, "Wow, this is pretty cool stuff. I guess truffle technology and Earth technology is very similar. Something doesn't seem right here."
Truffles ain't very advanced.
With Bulma's all-knowing of technology, her method for fixing a short in circuitry is to poke at it with a little jeweler's screwdriver.
That's what I have written here. Bulma begins to just poke at it with a screwdriver, claiming that she's going to reprogram it and that she can get it to display numbers in their own language.
Like, I mean, like I said, if you look at how they draw and write letters in cartoons, and it's just like the squiggly lines, same rules apply to like any other cartoon. You fix shit with a screwdriver, it'll fix itself somehow.
And about this, do Saiyans have their own language? Then
I believe by language, they're probably referring to maybe like a unit of measurement, like how we have the English system in the U.S. and the rest of the world uses metric. Like maybe Earth is just primitive to the rest of the universe. They have their own unit of measure.
Yeah, that would make more sense than Saiyans speaking English and then they're scouters and doing something else.
Saiyans be like, metric system, inches. We measure our dicks in Kruvians. Is there ever like a unit of measurement that Saiyans use?
No.
It's pretty much just random numbers.
Or just symbols.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Saiyans can't read English, only speak it.
They need to go to night school.
Or maybe
and take Spanish and get a B.
Yes. Or maybe Frieza's first language is English, so he demands that all of his employees speak it too, as any good dictator would. Or maybe this show is just fucked.
I'm chalking it up to it being fucked. And I mean, you know, you tell me one dictator that doesn't want their underlings to speak the language that they speak. It's a must. Speak English or die.
Krillin calls Bulma a genius, to which she replies, "Don't worry, I know."
You know she ain't humble.
Not at all.
She don't care.
Bulma says that they should head back to Roshi so that she can fix the scouter. That way they can find Yamcha and Tien. What? Okay, I get that Tien kind of just lives out in the middle of nowhere to train and is cut off from civilization and is hard to reach. But Yamcha? Really? You mean Bulma doesn't know where Yamcha lives or likes to hang out? Or that he doesn't have a phone?
I don't think she really cares too much about Yamcha. Like, once she let go of him, it was just kind of like, on to the next.
I think the same thing. On to the next. They decide to get going, and along the way, drop Gohan off at his house. That should go over well.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. Can't wait to see what Chi-Chi says about this.
We'll get to that soon. And Roshi tells Piccolo that they'll see him later. But then the three of them become nervous as we get a close-up of Piccolo's face as he's shaking and grunting. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's,
taking a shit, masturbating, thinking really hard. Pick one. All the above.
All the above. Actually, he's just growing a new arm. He tells the others that before they leave, he has a request. Remember this is important. He says it's going to sound strange, but they should try and put their emotions aside. Piccolo says he wants to take Gohan with him for special training. Krillin says, no way, because Piccolo just wants to gobble him up. Why does Krillin think this? Has he seen Piccolo eat someone before?
He did, I guess.
Or is this like a rumor going around that Piccolo eats people?
Like Kobayashi.
I guess, yeah. Krillin didn't get eaten when he died the first time, did he? I don't think so.
No. Nobody got eaten.
Yeah, he has no reason to think that Piccolo would eat him.
Savage Piccolo is savage.
Piccolo gets pretty angry at this, but he says he wants to take Gohan with him for... Wait, I already read that. Piccolo.
Yeah, I had to actually check that part against the Japanese version because I was certain that there's no way that they referred to Krillin saying that Piccolo would gobble him up, but no, that's exactly what the Japanese version said.
Strange. Piccolo explains that Gohan might be the most powerful person on the planet, and he wants to teach him to control his power so that he can help them defend the Earth from the other Saiyans. Piccolo says it's a long shot because Gohan might still be too young. Roshi says Piccolo has to ask Chi-Chi. Piccolo says that he's not asking, he's telling.
Yeah, I guess his request was in quotes.
Right. Then why did he make a request? Why didn't he just say, I'm taking Gohan to train?
Because, Savage Piccolo has to first offer before he demands. I mean, that's just how most dickheads work. It's like, first I'm going to ask you, hey, do you mind if I take your son for special training? Oh, well, you got to ask Chi-Chi. Let me rephrase. I'm taking your son for special training. How was that?
Seems like a waste of time to me.
I also think this is like part of like Piccolo kind of like slowly slipping into like the Piccolo who we know from the future sagas where eventually becomes an ally.
For sure.
Well, like, Gohan definitely softs him up.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he feels like he's kind of closer with these people. He's like, all right, I'll make a little request, but then he snaps out of it quickly. He's like, all right, never mind. I'm making demands. Like,
yeah, you can see it kind of going back and forth.
His tone changes.
Exactly.
For sure.
Piccolo says nothing else matters except beating the other Saiyans. He then says that Gohan will be in good hands as he chuckles. Then he uses his telekinesis powers to kidnap Gohan.
Yeah.
Piccolo...
That's definitely sending the right signal.
What, when he laughs?
Yeah, the laugh. He's like, hey.
Yeah. Maybe he really wants to gobble him up.
In more ways than one.
Gross. Piccolo tells the others to tell Goku that he can look forward to seeing his son in 1 year and that he hopes the training will pay off. Piccolo then flies off with Gohan in his arms.
Arm, more like...
He grew his arms back. Oh, he had... Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, because the way he's basically holding Gohan.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm just going to hold this little motherfucker with one arm. He'd be all right.
Krillin asks, so who's going to tell Chi-Chi? Then, this next part, this is when it started really, this episode started falling apart for me. Krillin says, Goku, where are you? The fuck am I watching? He's dead, Krillin. You watched him die.
Krillin was just like, he has those moments where he's like, Goku, where you at?
I think he's like more questioning, like, where did he go? Like, as in, where did Kami take him?
Maybe that's right.
But still, like, This is just ridiculous. We then see a little blue guy wearing Zubaz and shouting in a megaphone about something. Then we see a bunch of clouds. I know they're supposed to be spirits, and there's a very long line of them heading down a path into a large building. A building with horns, by the way. But they look like clouds.
That's how nimbuses are formed.
Yeah, there you go. People that fall from Snake Way become Nimbus clouds. Maybe that's why. Maybe in another life. No, I'd get too deep. I don't want to talk about how Goku in the future fell and became a Nimbus cloud and came to Goku. No, we're not going to do that.
Well, people that fall off Snake Way become stuck in Hiffle.
Allegedly.
I mean, maybe the bad people.
Well, except Goku. But
yeah.
Maybe you're onto something. Maybe Nimbus clouds are actually like ghosts of like former like warriors and saviors of Earth.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. That's why you'd have evil Nimbus clouds and good Nimbus clouds.
That's fucking interesting.
Boom. Mind equals blown.
We then meet King Yemma as Kami explains to him the events taking place on Earth and asks for his permission for Goku to receive training from King Kai. Kami says that unless Goku can receive King Kai's training, there's no hope for the planet. The camera pans out, and Goku and Kami begin to shrink as we get a good look at how big King Yemma is. He's huge. And so is his desk.
Speaking of his desk, why does he have a name tag on his desk that says close?
It says close?
Just says close. In English. Everything
Maybe
else, his book has Japanese symbols. His desk has a name tag that says close.
Maybe it's one of those things like in Japan, like they just take like English words that look cool and put it on. Like how Sakuraba used to wear a shirt that said water for no reason.
True.
Where was I?
Well, Snake Way Road, King Yama's big ass desk.
Oh, right, his desk. What kind of
the word
trees?
Close.
What kind of trees did they make that out of? And where'd they get them from?
Truffle trees from the Saiyans.
Truffle trees.
They were eating them. I was gonna say they were eating them truffles when they made that goddamn desk.
Truffalas from the Lorax colony.
King Yemma says Goku has the merits to allow him to attempt to reach King Kai, but asks Goku if he's truly prepared to travel along Snake Way. Goku then asks Kami if his brother Radditz had been through here. Kami tells Goku that Radditz did come through here, and that all living things pass through here, and that King Yemma then decides what to do with them. So Goku asks King Yemma if Radditz came through. He says he sent Radditz below. Goku asks if Radditz tried to fight him, to which King Yemma replies that he got him in his patented Yama lock and overpowered him. I'd like to see this.
No one escapes the Yama lock, bro. You tap or snap.
I want to see King Yemma fight somebody. Also, how would that work? Because Radditz might be big, but compared to King Yemma, he can like still fit in his hand. So how's he putting?
Wouldn't he be a cloud too?
And you have to look at it like this.
His body's still on Earth.
I was gonna say you have to look at it like this. When Goku was holding him down, he wasn't. He was struggling. Even he was injured, but he was still struggling. You got to imagine if King Yemma holds him down, he ain't going nowhere.
How would he even get him in a hold? He would just use his hands and just
exactly
hold him, just pin him down.
Just like, I don't even know. Just break him with one hand. Just use his like pointer and thumb.
You do make a good point about wouldn't he be a cloud, but as we see later in the episode, we see other villains in Hiffle, and they all have their body.
Anime.
Chalk it up to anime. Goku is impressed by this and says he wants to train under King Yemma, but Kami informs Goku that King Kai is far stronger. King Yemma overhears Kami and says he's going to remember that when it's time for his sentencing. Kami and King Yemma go back and forth. This is dumb. King Yemma tells Kami he's starting to annoy him. I agree.
Yeah, poor Kami's just got his foot in his mouth for this whole scene.
Yes. Just making things worse. King Yemma sends them on their way, but not before informing Goku that he needs to be very careful that he doesn't fall off Snake Way, because there will be no coming back. Kami warns Goku not to let Snake Way wear on his mind. Goku says he'll try his best, and off he goes. We
Into
then
the
get
Wild Blue.
What?
You were like, off he goes, and I was just like, into the Wild Blue.
Right? We then get Kami telling us that Snake Way is dangerous, and the Saiyans are strong, and blah blah blah. An annoyed King Yemma calls Kami a slug and yells at him to get out of his office. Or building, or whatever. Goku gets a ride in a little car from one of those blue guys, and this guy is a total geek and says he wants to learn Kung Fu.
I mean, you know, Kung Fu is where it all starts.
I guess.
That's where you learn your death touches and your fucking tiger palms, and your Kamehameha waves, and your wolf fang fists. That's where you learn, man. Kung Fu.
Back in Bulma's flying vehicle, Krillin says someone is going to have to tell Chi-Chi about Goku and Gohan. Roshi says that Krillin should do it since he's Goku's best friend. Krillin replies, "I'd rather die."
Foreshadowing.
This all goes back to the last episode when you were talking about how just nobody actually likes Chi-Chi.
Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Chi-Chi.
Full circle.
It's like you said, like Dev said, like, look, man, we don't mind you. It's just your wife. She's just, how do we put this nicely?
She's a succubus.
A succubus. I'll say, a succubus.
If you think about it, it's almost like Chi-Chi's made out to be the biggest villain in the show.
I'd agree with that.
Bulma agrees that Krillin is the one who should do it. And speaking of, we get to see Chi-Chi getting trolled by Roshi's voicemail. Dumb broad.
And I'd say this is one of the very, very rare occasions where the American version is superior to the Japanese version.
What does it say in the subs?
Not much. It's just like your standard answering machine.
You would think you
this was actually
would have
a really
to have a
good
troll
part.
message. And she's all worried too. She's like going through the different scenarios of what happened to Gohan.
I'll bring that up soon. We see Ox King playing with a remote control car. Chi-Chi says that Goku and all the other karate bums are trying to teach Gohan martial arts. I take it Chi-Chi voted against legalization of MMA.
Kids MMA.
Moms against MMA.
Well, two things here. One, old boy is definitely happy to be playing with his grandson's toys. I mean, if you pull out a fucking remote control car, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play with this before he gets a hold of it. I'm gonna waste the battery on this.
Right? He must have like opened one of his presents.
Oh yeah, that had to be. I don't think he brought that. It's like, oh, who carries around a remote control car just for leisure? I mean, it's not like it's one of them damn spinner things. It's a remote control car.
Yeah. So he opened one of Gohan's presents so he could play with it.
And second thing is,
buy your own remote control car, Ox King.
He did. He was just gonna give it to Gohan, but Gohan never showed up. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna play with it." So, and another thing I was gonna bring up was how Chi Chi is the mom that was definitely against her kid playing any type of contact sport whatsoever. It's like, dude had to play table tennis.
Oh,
not that I'm arguing against the intensity of table tennis. No sports at all. Oof.
Yeah, he was going to be like a scientist and a doctor and an astronaut and
fuck all that.
Yeah, anything.
He's with the karate bums now.
Ox King just laughs at this and he says, "It's good that Gohan is going to train with Master Roshi." Chi-Chi says, "This is not good because Gohan is going to be a scientist." Why can't he be both, Chi-Chi?
Right? She got low expectations. I want her to be a scientist.
Also, he doesn't end up being a scientist anyway, so this is all irrelevant.
Yeah, what does Gohan end up being? He's just always reading books.
He's some kind of... Isn't he like a...
I don't even know what he is. Like, I mean, other than being... I think he's like a regular businessman or something?
Something like that. Like some kind of like... just business guy or professor or something.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I wonder if he's like the type of person that helps. I thought like, or maybe I'm just confusing things. I thought he was the person that like basically cleans up after things get destroyed. But maybe I'm mixing things up. Like he's like a contractor,
yeah, I was gonna say Halliburton.
Yeah, he's Halliburton.
Gohan works for Dick Cheney.
Makes sense. Just blow shit up and then.
Blow shit up, profit.
Yeah, profits off fixing it up.
Oh my God, did I just open another can of worms?
So all these cities getting blown up by these villains. These are all just false flags.
I mean, it is in the Saiyan nature. I mean, it is mentioned earlier that they go to planets, fuck them up, and then resell them on the market.
We have the documents.
Black helicopters.
Boom.
We then get some pretty funny clips of Chi-Chi wrongfully explaining what Master Roshi's training will consist of. Things such as swimming with sharks, and being left on a deserted island to fend for himself, where he'll get bitten by a snake that will poison his brain so that he won't be able to do math ever again. This fucking show. I think I got bitten by that snake.
You big dummy.
Back on Snake Way, or the path leading to Snake Way, Goku finally arrives, and there's a big snake head at the beginning of Snake Way. Or would this be the end? I think Snake Way is backwards.
What, the tail? I mean, if you start at the head and end at the tail? I mean, it's not really backwards.
Depends on how you look at it. Like then
depends on how you look at the snake.
Whatever. Goku asks how long it is, and the blue guy says that it's over 10,000 miles, but that nobody really knows for sure. Goku is not.
Here's a fun little thing between the difference between the Japanese and American version. So, the American version, like you said, 10,000 miles is Snake Way. In the Japanese version, it's 1,000 kilometers, which equates to 620,371 miles.
Very specific. Well, I can see why they changed it.
610,000 mile difference between the English and Japanese version.
Wait, what did they say? So
pretty much in American version, it's 10,000 miles. In the Japanese version, it's 621,371 miles.
I was going to say, because they said how many kilometers is it?
1 million.
Oh my God.
I guess that's why they said nobody really knows for sure. They didn't want to list some specific number like that.
Big difference.
As I was saying,
that's a big difference.
It's funny, like, do we know how Snake Way works? Does it work in kilometers? Does it work in miles? We don't know.
We need Radditz Scouter.
What we need are the documents.
Bulma has those.
Who built Snake Way?
Snakes.
Yeah, maybe those snake ladies that live on Snake Way. Made the guy who built King Yemma's desk.
There you go. I'm gonna go with that. The guy that built King Yemma's desk.
The guy that paved King Kai's driveway.
Probably the same guy who built Korin Tower.
Korin didn't build Korin's tower?
I doubt it. He's just a little kitty cat.
He's more than just a little kitty cat. How dare you?
Maybe when you boil it out to it, though, he's just a little kitty cat.
Yajirobe would have smacked you for saying that.
Bubbles would have liked him.
That's a nice fucking kitty.
I wonder what he would have named him. I was going to say, I wonder what he would have named him. I don't think he would have named him Korin. He would have named him something awesome.
Gary Laser Eyes.
Gary, yes. Gary Laser Eyes.
Vince the Pince.
Vince the Pince. Shit rocking the Burr Monster.
I feel like the Dragon Ball series, they completely missed the opportunity to have a cat with laser eyes in their show.
I think they missed yeah.
I'd say that's a missed opportunity. A cat with laser eyes is definitely a missed opportunity.
They definitely need more cats, though. That's for sure.
More talking cats.
Definitely need more dags.
And caravans. Goku is not thrilled by the length of Snake Way. That's what she said. And asked
I was just going to say, is he satisfied with the girth?
Save it. Goku asks if anyone has ever made it to the end. The blue guy says, only King Yemma has. I'm going to need some proof of this.
Where are the documents?
Again.
Where are the documents?
Did you see the size of King Yemma? How did he fit on Snake Way?
Maybe that's why he made it, because he's so goddamn big. He just like takes fucking like big ass strides, and he like, for him it's like a tightrope.
Or was he smaller back then?
Maybe. You know what? Sitting behind a desk will probably make you fat. So, I mean, there's that. You're probably right. He was probably smaller back in the day, and then he was relegated to a desk job.
He probably cheated. I think he took like a Nimbus cloud.
Probably. Had one of his blue guys drive him the whole way there. Goku says if he knew it was this long, he would have packed a lunch. I guess even dead people have to eat. He should have killed the blue guy and taken him as a snack.
I mean, Saiyans do eat anything,
right?
I wonder how they'll taste. I wonder how afterlife souls taste. Like chicken.
Probably not very good. Goku, the blue guy, tells Goku that he shouldn't worry about food because he's got a long way to go and more important things to worry about. I mean, I guess he's right. What's Goku going to do? Starve to death?
Yeah.
This is brought up in the Japanese version. The blue guy reminds Goku that he's dead and he doesn't need food.
Ah.
There you go.
Thanks, Funimation. Blue guy reminds Goku not to fall off. Goku then asks the blue guy to give fortune teller Baba a message to let Master Roshi and the others know not to wish him back for 1 year. I think Goku is putting a lot of trust into this random blue guy that he just met. So what if Blue Dude forgot to give Baba this message?
I mean, what's Blue Dude?
They could have fucked everything up.
I mean, what's Blue Dude really got to do in his life? He just drives motherfuckers to the Snake Way Road, and then back. That's it.
We do find out later in the series, though, that I guess you can't wish someone back if they don't want to come back. I'm pretty sure that happens.
Or, sort of. It was when they tried to wish Goku back, but he was alive. Oh. No, you're right. It was after when he died from Cell.
Yep.
they tried to wish him back. And he was like, don't I have any say in this?
Oh, yeah. He was like, no, I don't want to go back.
Perhaps it's when you get to keep your body like that. You get to decide.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Chalk it up to anime.
Anime.
Just to mention, this blue guy here, he's really creepy. He has like no emotion, like he's a android or something.
He's a driver.
He just had this weird. He had this weird vibe about him.
He must work for Uber.
I was just gonna say he's an Uber driver. Dev beat me to it. He's an Uber driver. Uber drivers, they're. I mean, you get to a point where you're soulless.
That's true. Goku then begins his journey down Snake Way by flying. Back.
I mean, there isn't. I was gonna say there ain't no rules where he says he has to technically walk down Snake Way.
Thank God. That would add fucking 20 episodes to this shit.
That would have definitely sucked.
Back.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just gonna say he was just probably. I mean, if you think about it, if he jogged the whole goddamn way, it'd take him like at least an entire story arc.
You can never have enough filler in Dragon Ball Z.
Touche.
Back somewhere, we see Piccolo and Gohan. Piccolo tries to wake Gohan up, but it's unsuccessful. Maybe because he's unconscious? I don't know. And probably because he has a concussion. So Piccolo just drops him in some water, and it works.
I mean, that's how it usually works, isn't it? You just throw some water on somebody and boom, they're out of their vegetative state.
What if it didn't work? He would have drowned Gohan. Then what he would have done? Would have ruined everything. Well, I guess then Gohan would have just trained with Goku at King Kai's. That might have been better.
I mean, doesn't Piccolo get trained at King Kai's anyway, though, later on?
Piccolo does. Gohan doesn't.
I think Gohan's too much of a bitch to make it through Snake Way.
That's true.
Gohan, I was going to say, in Gohan, doesn't he learns from Mystic Kai.
Getting ahead of yourself there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, we haven't gotten ahead of ourselves.
Hey, did you know Frieza comes back and turns gold?
Spoiler alert.
Gohan is confused and wants to know where Goku is. He begins crying and shouting. Piccolo becomes incredibly annoyed and tells Gohan to shut up or he'll give him something to cry about.
So I thought this was interesting because Gohan, in the American version at least, he knows who Piccolo is, and I'm curious to how he knows who Piccolo is.
I imagine he's heard stories.
I was gonna say, and I'm pretty sure I thought.
You think Goku talks about this stuff with his kid, especially with Chi-Chi in the house?
Maybe not around Chi-Chi, but they go out in the woods, and I'm sure Goku talked about how he fought the mighty Piccolo.
I guess this is possible, but anyway, Japanese version, Gohan does not know who he is.
That makes more sense.
Okay, I mean, yeah, in the American version, he's like the big scary green man is here.
But the one movie, The Dead Zone, that's a canon movie, and Gohan does meet Piccolo in that movie.
Is Dead Zone between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z?
Yes, it takes place like shortly before Radditz shows up.
I thought Dead Zone was after the Vegeta saga for some reason.
Which that still is an inconsistency because then
he would know about it beforehand.
Krillin would know about Gohan, but he doesn't in the series. But that movie is considered canon as far as I remember.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is because this show, when Garlic Jr. comes back, it plays right off the movie.
Yep, yeah, I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely got to watch that movie eventually.
Oh, we will.
Just for the song alone.
Oh, the song when Gohan eats the fruit?
Yep.
Yes. That's one of my favorite things in the entire Dragon Ball series.
Eventually, we will get to it.
Oh, we will. We have to. Piccolo. I like Piccolo here. He's strict, but he's fair. Piccolo then explains that Goku died and that he'll see him again, but in the meantime, he's going to train and learn how to fight. Piccolo tells Gohan that he and Goku barely managed to defeat Radditz together, and that 2 more Saiyans even stronger are on the way, and that they won't be able to beat them alone. Gohan says he's just a kid, and that he can't fight with grown-ups. Piccolo tells him that he has a hidden power, and if he learns to control it, he'll be one of the strongest fighters on Earth. Gohan disagrees with this, but to make a point, Piccolo grabs Gohan and tosses him towards a mountain as hard as he can. Gohan goes into another blind rage and powers up, firing an energy blast that's so powerful that even Piccolo is taken back by the damage that it causes.
I love this. This is like Piccolo's version of throwing the baby into the pool and it just knowing how to swim on instinct.
Yeah.
And it seems like, from what we were shown here, that the best strategy against Vegeta and Nappa might be to just throw Gohan at them full speed like a grenade.
The Gohan grenade. I mean, you can't argue with Piccolo's training. You get results.
Would be a risky move, but I'd like to see it. Piccolo says how ironic it is that to defeat the Saiyans, he must teach the son of his enemy to harness a power that could one day be used to defeat him. Gohan is in shock by what he has done. Piccolo tells him it's rare for a kid his age to be so powerful, but he must first learn to control it so that he can grow up to be a fighter like him and Goku. Gohan says that he doesn't want to be a fighter. He says he wants to be an orthopedist. Jesus Christ.
He's got high hopes for himself.
He says orthopedist, but I'm not entirely sure he knows what that means.
I don't think he does. It's just probably something that Chi-Chi has put into his head. Piccolo...
I was just going to say, this is like the beginning of like one of my favorite parts of the entire series, the whole Piccolo coaching Gohan, turning him from a straight bitch into a man. It's pretty awesome. Like, I like how like Piccolo knows like when to like slow down and explain things logically, and then he also knows when to turn up the pressure and like induce stress in Gohan. He's just like a good coach, and he's like
a good
super
teacher.
Like, good, like he's like almost like military, but yeah,
it's very drill sergeant like.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're a supposed evil being, I don't think your training methods are going to be, running laps and going to pizza parties.
No, and when like the your life and the whole fate of the world is at stake,
the pressure's definitely serious.
On. Yeah, the pressure's on Piccolo. Piccolo tells Gohan if he doesn't train and help them defeat the Saiyans, they'll destroy the Earth, and he won't grow up to be anything. I laughed.
That is kind of funny. I mean, it's like, well, look at it like this. You want to be an orthopedist, you got to be a fighter, because if you don't get that done, then they're going to come here and kill us.
You ain't going to be shit. Gohan wants to know why he has to train with Piccolo and not with his dad. Piccolo replies that they don't know how long it will take for Goku to return, and that Goku would go too easy on him. Fair point.
That is true.
And like they go a little more into it in the Japanese version. Like Piccolo explains that although Goku is a great and strong fighter, he just doesn't have what it takes to train others, which is completely true. I mean, at least not yet. He's not mentally capable of training people quite yet in the series.
The only people he trains Gohan in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Exactly.
I mean, Gohan already knew how to fight, but he got him stronger.
And that was at the point where, as I say, and at the point in the hyperbolic time chamber, it's like he had literally all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like he could take his time as much as he wanted to with him.
Yes. And the only other person he trains is Oob.
Yes.
Oob. He who must not be named.
Yeah, I guess like Piccolo, like, if anything, like, yeah, he is a pretty fierce warrior in like the first two major story arcs, but he definitely serves more importantly as like Gohan's original trainer.
Oh yeah, that gets brought up like, throughout the series.
Yep. He's like the customado to
yeah.
to Gohan.
Speaking of Goku, we get a shot of him on Snake Way, sneezing, and running out of enough energy to fly, leaving him to make the journey on foot. Then we get the narrator to send us off, and that is episode 6. Conclusions?
Piccolo's a badass trainer.
Yeah, this whole part, like these next few episodes, like they solidify Piccolo is definitely one of my favorite characters in the series, if not my favorite.
I agree.
Yeah, this is definitely like a part of the series where like Piccolo solidifies himself as like one of the like at least top 3 characters of Dragon Ball Z.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, just looking forward to these next few episodes. Should be good.
It's gonna be a whole lot of Snake Way Road.
It gets good here. It gets really busy here. You got Goku on Snake Way. You got Piccolo and Gohan training. You got the other Z warriors training with Kami. You got Saiyan and Nappa killing all the bugs.
Oh, you mean
Vegeta
Vegeta
gets
and Nappa?
busy. What did I say?
You said Saiyan and Nappa.
Vegeta and Nappa. The two Saiyans.
The two Saiyan. I got you.
It's 4:30 in the morning, okay?
So plugs?
Yes, let's wrap this up. Follow us at Twitter, at DBDpod. Let us know all the mistakes we made. Say hello to us on the forum at timewasted.tv/forums. And as always,
until next time, catch you on another episode of Dragon Balls Deep.